we are. We are the very foundation of society. We are the very root of culture and civilization. Why shouldn't we get reparations? Why shouldn't we get reparations? Should we just keep remembering our ancestors were enslaved? Should we just be called indigenous? Should we be called African? Should we be called black? How do we get a claim? Remember, the church, the Guardian newspaper, and I don't want to jump ahead of the sister's presentation here, reported in 2015 that the Guardian newspaper reported, and I'm going to show you, they members of those who were former slave owners were paid compensation. Listen, see, we're talking about compensation, the straw man and all that. And we know that common law is based upon injury, harm, and loss. You see? I'm trying to find the actual article, man. MP rules out, Prime Minister rules out payments, but could back non-cash slavery reparations. Rubbish. And if so, where is the non-cash slavery reparations? Where is it? Huh? Show you something real quick that was said by an MP in the Houses of Parliament before we bring in our sister Cezanne to break down how we can go about getting reparations. We should be exempt from tax. We should be exempt from all forms of tax from this here government or corporation. All right, I'm going to show you something real quick. Real quick. But I know what time we're in right now. See, this is the time where the trumpet is being blown. People, those of you who are Christians, who study the Bible, talks about the trumpet being blown. Who is the American president? Donald Trump. You've got to learn to read the Bible and decode the symbols. We have to. This is our time now. Okay, what's going on in there? I don't know if you can hear it. Quite low, sorry. Okay, sorry, brothers and sisters, family. It's very low. But here, there's a conversation where Bernie Grant said, would the then government be responsible and issue an apology for slavery? Make no mistake that Great Britain, or known today as the UK, everything about Great Britain was built off slavery. The Bank of England, the City of London, the wealth, even these Bavarian houses that you see, these Victorian houses were built after 1666, the Great Fire of London, with slave money, slave labor. This is your country. Okay, the volume is very rubbish on this. But the late great Bernie Grant, if Tony Blair said, yes, we will apologize, did you know that this government will be liable to pay us reparations? But they won't say sorry, because when you say sorry, you are liable. It's all about the language. Okay. All right, there's no sound in this, so I'm going to give up on that one. And I'm going to bring in our good sister, Sister Cezanne. I can see the beautiful queen now. So let me ask sister to unmute, and we're going to crack on with everything. And as our sister gets into reparations, how we can claim, and the sister's personal journey, can you mute yourself, please, sister? There you go. Or is it my phone? We can't hear you. We can't hear you, sis. Oh, we can hear you now. There you go. Okay. How you doing, sister?
I'm fine. How are you?
Very well. Thank you for coming to the book club, Power of Consent. Thank you on behalf of everyone in the space right now. Yeah, sister, the floor is all yours. Did you need me to show your slides, or
because literally I left it to you. I'm using my phone.
All right.
Oh, hold on. I can still do it on my pad, but
no. Oh. I'll do it from my end, beloved.
Okay.
Thank you. My end, sis. Don't worry. You just tell me when you want me to go.
1 minute. Let me get the slide up. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm just freestyling.
Well, you know. We can't be free if we ain't got no style. So let us get into this. Sister Cezanne. Sister Cezanne's got a wonderful presentation for us. So more people are just coming into the space. Why, black people, I tell you. So you can walk me through this, beloved. Tell us about yourself.
Okay. Oh, I can't read that. It's small.
Everyone can see the slide.
Switch it this way.
All right, here we are.
Oh, that's better. Yeah. I can
All
see
right.
it now. Lovely.
Yours,
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. You can go straight to the
Greetings.
you can go straight to the next slide. What do you want me to say for you to prompt you?
You're ready to the next slide, sister. Just say next slide, beloved.
Okay. My name is Cezanne Poetess. I'm a visual and spoken word artist and author of the novel Journey of a Sister, which features my artwork and poetry. It's a self-help book told in a novel way. And 46,000 words were channeled. So move to the next slide, please. So yeah, I just want to give you a little backstory of myself. So in 1998, I was still a Christian, but I could hear from God. And I asked God what my purpose was, and he said to spread love through creativity. At the time, my natural gifts of writing and art were lying dormant. I was a blocked writer and artist for over 15 years. So next slide, please. I moved on to, yeah, it's going to be difficult doing it like this, but anyway. I started my inner self-development work and attracted this book called The Artist's Way, which is a spiritual path to higher creativity. And one of the affirmations from the book is, I am a channel for the great creator to create through. So I was using that affirmation. Next slide, please. A few years later.
Look what we just said about the I am. Yeah.
Next slide, please. Oh, please do not disturb me while I'm, if you have any questions, leave them till the end. But yeah, you can do that.
Any questions, leave them to the end. We raise our hands. Yeah.
Just let me go with my flow.
Just carry on, sister. Don't worry about anyone.
2001 was the beginning of my awakening. And I started channeling the great creator, because that's the affirmations I was using. And I started writing these beautiful poems, like with just messages from God. And this particular one, Look to Me, features in year one of my story. And part of it says, I am the way that makes crooked paths straight. I am the key that unlocks the doors. I am the great I am. You were just talking about that earlier. So at the time when I wrote that, I never really looked at it like how I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at it as a great creator, and we are all great creators. So it's almost like God was saying, remember who you are. I am the great I am. So if everybody can just say with me, I am the great I am.
I am the great I am.
Yes, so that poem features in year one of Journey of a Sister. Next slide, please. And year 4 talks more about the power of our I am statements. And the reason I'm going into this is because there's power in the collective agreement. And since there's more than 2 or 3 of us gathered here today, let's all say together with intention, I am getting my reparations and I'm using the money to repatriate to my motherland. Can you say that? I am getting my reparations and I'm using the money to repatriate to my motherland. Yes, one last time. I am getting my reparations and I'm using the money to repatriate to my motherland. That's a great affirmation because there's power in agreement. There's power when we do things together. And there's a poem in year 4 which says, I am what I will to be and nothing or no one ain't stopping me. But you can listen to that on my Patreon. It's in the Love Illusion collection. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So you might have noticed by now, I'm a bit unconventional. Everything I create is from the 5th dimension. My books, my art, my poetry, including this idea to claim reparations. It wasn't my idea. So I am a bridge between this physical world and the spiritual realm. I literally just go up there, get my downloads, bring them back, and share them with you all. So, yes, exactly. Thank you, Nayo. So next slide, please. So this process for me started at the altar 2 years ago. So I was working with an Adinkra symbol called Umsuyidi, which means good fortune. And the work I was doing at my altar wasn't just for myself, it was for the whole community. They were telling me that I was literally purging for the whole community because I'm here to break the generational curses of sex and money. You see what I mean when you read my book. So next slide, please. No, you can leave it there actually. So altar work, I can now really see why they prevented our ancestors from practicing altar work. On the left, you'll see a picture of my father. And when I started doing altar work in 2020, the first message I got from my ancestors was, "Oh, look at you, look how far you've come. You used to go to the altar at church. Now you have your own altar." You know, they do give me jokes sometimes. And my grandmother on my father's side, you can just see him there on the left, she came through me at my altar. And so we were having this big conversation. And I only ever met her once when I was like 10, when our dad took us to Jamaica. And the only thing I remembered about her was her force feeding me coconut water. And so I would say, I was saying to her at the altar, "Oh, you traumatized me. I don't even like coconut water anymore." And she was like, "Traumatize you? That's the best thing you could have put in your body." You know, so I was going to tell you the power of the altar and why. If you go to the next slide, they prevented our women from practicing altar work. Can you go to the next slide, please? Yeah. So when the colonizers came to our motherland and they saw the women doing their altar work, they said it was demonic and they prevented them from doing it, and they gave them this white savior to worship instead. So if you go to the next slide, you can say, now you can see why we are ruled by white supremacy. So you can move to the next slide.
Sister, can I ask, what is white supremacy?
What is white supremacy? It's just a system that the systems that they put in place, like the religion, which suppresses the feminine energy. We'll come to that because the white man usurped the black woman's position, but I don't think I'm going to get into all of that, but it's all on my Patreon. So in order to usurp her position, he had to put himself in her position. So the system that he created, all the systems he created, is to keep himself in the position that he was in.
Cool. How's the volume, everyone? Can everyone hear the good sister? Can everyone hear?
Yeah, I can hear.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yes,
Gotcha.
I can hear.
Gotcha. All right, let me go to the next slide.
Next slide, please. Yeah, I should have been able to do it. I wonder if I can still do it from here. So the process that we're going through, like not just reparations. Reparations is about remembering. It's like repairing yourself, not just about the money. It's remembering who we are. So I remembered that I'm not just the descendant of an enslaved African. I'm actually the descendant of royalty who were enslaved. I remembered how to write poetry. No one taught me how to write it. It just flows through my veins. And did you know that poetry originates in ancient Kemet, which is now what they call Egypt? I remembered that I'm from a lineage of prophetesses or sibyls. That's where the prophecies in the Bible originally came from as well. And a high priestess. I'm a lineage from the high priestess. I began to remember how to do altar work without anybody teaching me, because all the information is stored in our DNA, and all you have to do is tune in. Next slide, please. So that's what this whole book is about, going within, finding yourself, remembering who you are, and the journey to your higher self, and ultimately back to your motherland. And as it says, 46 46,000 words were channeled, and it's packed with ancestral wisdom, and we'll get on to who I'm channeling. Next slide, please. If you're not much of a reader, you can listen to the audiobooks free. They're on the Journey of a Sister YouTube channel under playlists. Next slide, please. So getting back to this Adinkra symbol, the ancestral mothers are calling the descendants of enslaved Africans to claim their stolen inheritance so they can return to their motherland with their wealth for the sake of future generations. So we're not going back empty-handed. We're taking our stolen inheritance with us. And this isn't my idea. I'm telling you, all of this came from the altar work that I've been doing. Next slide, please. Right, so in March 2024, the Church of England announced that they were planning on seeking investors for a new £100 million fund, supposedly aimed at meaningful progress towards healing, repair, and justice. But the fund is not aimed at the descendants of enslaved Africans. So when we wrote our letters in, some of us that have written our letters in, if you go to the next slide, please. Okay, it's the next one, but I'll come back to it. So, and then when slavery was abolished in 1833, the enslavers were paid off for the loss of their stock, while the freed Africans received nothing. And as their descendants, we now have no legacy to pass down to future generations, like the descendants of enslavers do. Some of us even helped pay off the enslavers and their descendants through our taxes. And I think we should all be claiming our taxes back. Next slide, please. So where will the money come from to pay us our reparations? So the Church of England was saying that they're setting up this £100 million fund, which they haven't even, by the sound of the responses we got from Georgia, it sounds like they haven't even set that fund up yet, because they're busy seeking investors for it. Whereas they already have a fund of £10 billion that has built up over the years. And where do you think that money built up from? So this is where we're going to be claiming our reparations from, not the £100 million, which they're only giving in grants. We're not looking for a grant, we are claiming our reparations. So they can make some of this money available to pay reparations to the descendants of enslaved Africans. And the Treasury paid off the enslavers through our taxes, so they can do the same for us. Next slide, please. So what should we be claiming for? Oh, this isn't the updated slide, by the way. It's not updated. Anyway, our stolen inheritance. We should be claiming for our broken family lineage and the loss of our original names. We should be claiming for being brainwashed into the Christian religion. We should be claiming for being disconnected or displaced from our motherland, disconnected from our ancestors, our culture, and our traditions. We should also be claiming for the trauma that was passed down through our DNA, and for the trauma at the hands of our own mother because of the trauma that was passed down to her through her DNA. So some of us were just beaten mercilessly or spoken to in a certain way, which the mothers on the plantation were taught to do that in order to raise the children to become servants and humble servants, basically. Next slide, please. So the letter that I sent in to the Church of England is on my Patreon. You can go and download it, and you can use it as a template to construct your own letter to send to the Church of England, because the more of us sending in our letters is the more they will have to pay attention, because the strength is in the numbers.
Cezanne, can you put that link in the chat? Is there a way the Patreon link to download my letter from?
Yeah, I've got them, but I'll have to get them.
Yeah, so you can put it in.
Yeah. I'll put them in at the end, yeah. So when I say they, I'm talking about the Church of England and the British government, so, because religion and politics are the two wings that enable the British Empire to fly. Next slide, please. So why claim reparations now? Why now? Well, everything I do, as I said, is from the spiritual realm. I tend to deal more with that realm than I do here. And in that realm, it's like so much is happening. It's like a real spiritual warfare. But the system of white supremacy is collapsing right before our eyes, actually. And all the systems that they put in place to keep themselves in that position, including their religions and even including their money, the money systems they put in place, will soon become obsolete. And reparations isn't just about money. Next slide, please. So to claim our reparations, so the plan is to claim our reparations and use the money to repatriate to our motherland, build villages and rebuild our communities. We'll also be working with sacred plant medicines provided by Mother Nature for us to heal from psychological trauma. The ancestors are also calling the descendants of enslaved Africans to return to their motherland for the sake of future generations. So this call is from our ancestors and also from our motherland. I think that should be the next slide, hopefully. Yeah. So a couple of years ago, I was sitting meditating and I had a vision, and this cartoon that somebody drew more or less represents the vision that I had, where I just saw our motherland tied down by her wrists and ankles, and they were just raping her every day. And because she's so fertile, the more they were raping her, the more she was producing. And she was saying that all her produce was meant to be an inheritance for her children and their descendants, but it was currently being diverted to other people. So she was calling her children to come home because she was saying, to free her, because she was saying that until she is free, we won't be free. So can you imagine what it would be like if we all claimed our reparations and took that money, because we don't want to invest it here. I think they've had enough of our money already. We've contributed enough to this country's economy. So we should take that money and invest it in our motherland. So she's saying until she's free, we won't be free. Next slide, please. And the ancestral mothers, I don't know, has anybody read my letter that I sent to the Church of England?
I haven't. That's it.
So the ancestral mothers, because I was channeling them as I was writing the letter, and they said, we cannot heal in the same place that made us sick. That's why we need to return to our motherland. And my fictional character, Queen Letitia, she also channels the ancestral mothers. And she did a video about epigenetics, which proves that ancestral trauma can be passed down through our DNA. And so can our healing. But we have to work with the right medicine. So these particular plant medicines, psychedelics, are for the mind, for the psyche, which Mother Nature has provided freely, but they're very expensive. Can you go to the next slide, please? Like, wow.
Sorry.
I think it should be that one. While we were in church getting baptized, these people have been going to our motherland and doing this work with these medicines, not just our motherland, but wherever these plant medicines are. And these retreats are really expensive, like you're looking at like $2.5 grand upwards to go on a retreat with these particular plant medicines. And my goal is to actually have a contact with these women. My goal is to go learn how to work with this medicine so I can bring it back to our community, for us to heal. So they use it for curing addiction. So this particular plant medicine is called, is it okay to say it online? Iboga. I don't see why not. And the big pharma, they made a chemical version of it. So they added a patent to it, called it ibogaine, and then made the actual plant a class A drug and banned it and made it illegal. So I'm actually petitioning the government right now to make these plant medicines available to us, because this is our fast track to healing, actually. These plant medicines are our fast track to healing. And it's a shame that you haven't got the updated slide, because I put all the benefits of how Iboga resets the brain.
Can you send it to me real quick? Send it.
It's on your drive. Yeah, it should be on the drive.
Okay. All right.
I sent you the
All right. Carry on talking about that, sister. In the meantime, I'll get the new slide. See, it kind of reminds of
let me know if
it.
let me know if it's there or if it's not there.
I'll get it. But carry on talking, sister, while I get the slide.
Okay. So yeah, so Iboga. Did anybody see the film Black Panther? Did anybody see the film Black Panther? Right. So do you remember the part in there where they gave T'Challa and Killmonger this purple glowing plant? And then they buried them under this red soil, and then they met their father in the ancestral realm. Do you remember that? Does anybody remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
When I saw that, I was sitting there thinking, I bet that's based on something factual. And if there's people that practice that, I want to meet them. And literally, that plant is Iboga. So that's
It's from Kenya, I believe. It's Kenyan tradition, I believe.
Well, it's from Gabon. That particular Iboga is from Gabon, but it will take you to meet your ancestors. It has a number of functions. I mean, what they use it for, to cure addictions, that's not what it's here for, but it can do that as well.
Since I can't see that, sorry, but I can't see the updated version of this of the presentation. I can't see it. I can't see it. But don't you carry on, beloved.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So
because we're recording, beloved, yeah?
Yeah. So Iboga is the plant medicine that will help us, well, basically fast track our healing. I can't see the slides anymore though. Just see them.
They're coming, sister. Carry on speaking, sister. They're coming.
I can't see the slides.
No, they're coming, beloved. What I'm saying is,
let me get my
okay.
my presentation up on my pad, because I've lost track of where I am. Okay. Okay, so
give me a moment. Okay, there you go.
Edit it.
All right.
I'm sure I sent it to you.
Yeah.
Why
second.
can't I see it?
There you go. Yeah, but just work with what we got. I mean, this what we got. All right.
Okay, you can go to the next slide. So basically, what I'm saying is, I hope the picture's on it. Yeah. Go to the next slide. So if we don't, it is there. If we don't work with this medicine, other people will, and they are. So as I said, it works to clear ancestral trauma. It gets to the root cause of the issue, treats depression. And whereas like big pharma drugs will just treat with the physical side of the depression or whatever issues you have, the Iboga gets to the root cause of the issue. It deals with it from holistically, from the spiritual point of view as well. It resets the neurotransmitter receptors in your brain to their original state. And it can even facilitate a spiritual awakening. And as I said, it connects with your ancestors. So yeah, you can go to the next slide because I've said all that.
All right, sis, if you can come closer to the computer so I can hear you better. For some reason, I can't hear you as well as
sorry.
Okay.
Next slide. So these are people who've been going to Africa, working with these medicines while we've been here in this country. And there's like a stigma around these plant medicines. And this is one of the things that I'm hoping to eradicate in our community, because they've been labeled as drugs. People think that you're taking drugs when you're not. It grows out of the ground. Mother Nature planted them, provided them for a reason. Next slide. Next slide, please. So this is some more people in Africa working with these plant medicines. Next slide. Next slide, please. So, going back to my awakening, at the beginning of my awakening, I asked God, how can there be a heavenly father and son, but no heavenly mother? And you'll see why I'm coming back to this, because it's all part of why I'm building my tribe. Okay, so how can there be a heavenly father and a son, but no heavenly mother? I asked that question as a question as a Christian, and exactly. There's more of them going to Africa and working with these plant medicines than we are. We're busy in church praising this white savior while they're there doing what we're supposed to be doing. So, because I could hear from God, I asked God this question, and he directed me to Proverbs 8. And Proverbs 8 personifies wisdom as a woman. And it says wisdom was with God in the beginning, and without wisdom, nothing was created. So fast forward, next slide, please. Oh, so this is Orset. So go back to the previous slide, please. Sorry, I forgot to introduce them. So this is Orsar, that's his original name. Orset is her original name, and the child, Heru. And so then they were renamed Osiris, Isis, and Horus. Okay, so if you go to the next slide. You probably wonder what this got to do with reparations. So this is Orset with her son. Exactly. Thanks, Adrian. Horus is the son, and Orset is the mother. Orset and Heru. And then they were renamed Isis and Horus. And then it went down to the white Jesus and Mary. But it was plagiarized from Egyptian mythology. Next slide, please. The reason I'm introducing Orset and her son, you'll see. So, back to my awakening. 2001, I wake up one morning and I've channeled this letter to God, which I'd have no recollection of writing. And it's just asking all the questions my church couldn't answer. So I was at the point in my Christian walk where I was questioning a lot of what I'd been taught to believe. And then I woke up and I channeled this letter, and it was so long. Like when I recorded it, it was 20 minutes long, but I had no recollection of writing. And I ended the letter by asking for the truth. And parts of it are in year 1 of Journey of a Sister. And this letter marks the beginning of my path to the Goddess. And you can listen to it all in its entirety at journeyofassister.com. Okay, next slide, please. Next slide, please. So fast forward to 2022. Now you remember I said I am a channel for the great creator to create through. That was the affirmation that I was using back in the 90s to unblock as a writer. So in 2022, I was intuitively led to write a blog a day for Black History Month. So I'm thinking, what can I write about every day for 31 days? But every morning I would just get the download, and by 10 o'clock in the morning it was up. Now, during the process of me writing these blogs a day, I was taken into the womb of the Cosmic Mother. And this was before I even knew about this book or about the Cosmic Mother. I'm just on this journey. I'm just following blindly. So they took me into her womb. And that's where I met the ancestral mothers for the first time. And when I met them, they told me that they had channeled that letter to God through me in 2001. And the reason that they had to make me forget was because I was still a Christian and I was suffering from cognitive dissonance. And if they had told me back then that actually God is a black woman, not a white man, I don't think I would have been able to accept it as a truth. So it took me 23 years, because of my religious indoctrination, find my way to the goddess. Next slide, please. Oh, you can download this book. I didn't write it. Someone else wrote it, and you can download it on my Patreon free. So in January 2024, last year, I finally met the goddess face to face. And it was the most beautiful experience. It was the most beautiful experience. And this basically is the vision that I painted. And that was her saying that these are all my children. You know, I mean, since when have you ever heard of a man giving birth anyway? You know? So at that point where I was at the time, I was like at my crown chakra and I could have ascended. So they gave me the option to ascend or to stay behind and take other people with me on the journey. And I decided to stay behind and take other people with me on the journey. Not realizing that would meant that I would have to start all the way back from the root chakra and work my way back up. So I'm now on my ascension journey, and you are welcome to join me for the 5D. So I don't believe there's only one way to ascension. I think even Christians can ascend to Christ consciousness, because that's what the true rapture is. It's ascension to Christ consciousness, and I can't even get into all of that for the time. But my tribe are on the path, will be on the path to the goddess. So if you would like to have that experience of meeting the goddess and ascending to Christ consciousness, then join my tribe. That's what we're about. Okay, next slide, please. Next slide, please. So after I had that vision, I published a video called Meet Our Divine Mother. And I came under a huge attack by covert government operations. I think it's because I said in the video that if everybody knew about the goddess and like the black woman being the physical representation of the goddess here on earth, especially the dark-skinned black woman, she's got the most melanin and she's at the top of the gene pool, and the white man is at the bottom. So he literally just switched it around and put himself in her, usurped her position. So I was saying in the video that if everybody knew about this whole thing with the flower of life and the goddess, their whole system of white supremacy would collapse. So I came under a huge attack to the point where I had to leave the country because they were trying to section me. Next slide, please. So I went to Egypt. I spent 7 weeks in Egypt, and it was, oh, there's supposed to be a video. Yeah, when I was in Egypt, I saw this statue. It was like 2 minutes walk from where I was staying, and it was the same Isis, or I should say Orset, with her son. And then in the shop window, they had the flower of life. It was supposed to be there. I don't know why. So it was almost like my guides were letting me know I'm on the right track. I'm on the right track. And next slide, please. Oh, there it is. So it's a video. If you can just play it, it's like 10 minutes long. Sorry, 10 seconds long.
Did you set it up to play?
Yeah, I played it.
No, it's not coming up as that.
Isn't it? Okay, never mind. But yeah, so, okay, never mind. Maybe we can share the slides.
You needed to copy and paste it in one of the slides that then on YouTube, and then the link will come up with the play button.
No, it's not a YouTube video. It's it plays in my presentation, but never mind. It was Asor and her son, and then in the shop window where it was outside, there was the flower of life. So yeah, next slide, please. So the Divine Mother is the flower of life. And for some reason, now I understand why they don't teach sacred geometry in school. She didn't just come out of the flower of life, she is the flower of life. And she's preparing to marry mentally with all who ascend to Christ consciousness. And you're welcome to join me on the ascension journey. So this is my tribe of ascending souls. We're ascending to 5D consciousness. Next slide, please. This is the Ascending Soul logo. You become an Ascending Soul member, you get a t-shirt, cap, whatever. But that's the ascension journey, and it's an inner journey through your chakras to crown Christ consciousness, your crown chakra. Next slide, please. So that's my Patreon, patreon.com/Ascending Souls Tribe. Now, the whole vision for the Ascending Souls Tribe is to have 48 tribes globally, because the whole point of this Lovolution is to help raise the frequency of the planet to love. Because the Earth is ascending to 5D consciousness, and we are supposed to ascend with her. But those who have been pulling the strings behind the scenes, it's almost like they've been trying to hold back the collective consciousness. And instead of us ascending, we've been descending. But I feel like there's going to be something's going to happen. I believe that everybody can ascend. I believe that it's only going to take a few of us to help the whole planet to ascend, 144,000 to be exact. Because my guides, they said to me, build 48 tribes globally with 3,000 people in each tribe. And when I put that in the calculator, 48 times 3,000, can anybody guess what that came up to? 144,000. But they didn't say 144,000. Next slide, please. So I think most of the tribes will be on the continent of Al-Kebulan, which is her original name, which means the Garden of Eden, our motherland. And can you just imagine what it would be like to live in a community, you know, on the motherland, and everybody has ascended to Christ consciousness. And so we're just all on this vibe, like this high vibe in 5D consciousness. Now, I just said, Sister Love, like that we are the ones that are going to help raise the whole planet. So it's not like people will get left behind unless they want to be, because I think some people are quite happy living in the 3D. Some people are happy getting up and going to work every day. It's okay. Some people are happy getting up and going to work every day and coming home and watching TV, and they just like their routine, you know, go to the gym, whatever. But for those of you who know that there's more to life, and that we are spirits in a body, like the body is not you, it's, you know, we are spirits in a body. So if you are willing to explore the spiritual realm more, then join the Ascending Soul Tribe, because we are ascending to 5D consciousness. So my village will be a healing village. Yes, definitely. Thank you. There'll be people, yeah. So my village will be a healing village, and it will have a commercial aspect to it, because people will be coming from the Western world for their healing. But my goal is to really make these medicines accessible to our people. And the last time I tried to do this, I came under another attack. I was in the Gambia trying to set up a similar project, but this time we got it. Anyway, so the blueprint for the villages is in the sequel to my novel, which is titled Journey of a Brother, and I downloaded the whole blueprint for how the villages should run. So if you go to the next slide, so the sequel starts in 2030, and by then their healing village is fully operational, and it's in Ghana. And I'm aiming to have my village fully operational by 2030 as well. So I'm personally not going to be building 48 villages. I'm building mine. And the aim is for people to, you know, like if you're a leader, you're a tribe leader, to grow your own tribe. So we still need 47 other leaders to copy the model. Okay, so I said, when I wrote Journey of a Sister, there's no talk of plant medicines in there because I didn't need them. I didn't even know about them at that time I wrote the first edition, because I could see into the spiritual realm naturally until they shut it down with some technology. But I'm glad they did that because it got me on the plant medicine journey. So in Journey of a Brother, it's him that goes on the plant medicine journey. Okay, so go to the next slide. Okay, so yes, as I said, my goal is to offer these plant medicines to our community at an affordable cost. And I'm planning on going to Gabon for 8 weeks to complete my healing, and then to stay and work with the women for 8 weeks to learn how to work with this sacred plant medicine, so I can bring it back to my community for their healing. I've even petitioned the government in my letter to make these medicines available on the NHS. They should be, or at least I should be able to practice it here as well. Because there's a lot of people that wouldn't necessarily be able to travel to come and do a retreat. Okay, so next slide, please. So with part of the money that I'm intending to receive from my reparations, I'm intending to set up the Gold Onyx Foundation. And this was another idea that I was given at the altar and it's to honor my sister, Lady Leo. That's how she was known in the community. And she used to run the the Children's Cultural Film Club. She had a community radio show. She did the Island in the Sun display. She promoted Kwanzaa. And she also developed a business course based on the teachings of Marcus Garvey. And I know one of the sisters, I don't know if she's here, she attended my sister's course and she said that was the best business course she's been on. So the Gold Onyx Foundation will be her legacy and is being set up to assist our repatriation and healing process. And I actually got the idea to get investors for this Gold Onyx Foundation from the Church of England. So if you want to donate to the Gold Onyx Foundation or you want to invest in it for the sake of our community, then you can contact me. So next slide, please. On the 2nd of August, 2025, I'm planning to launch the Gold Onyx Foundation, and it will be in Tottenham. So there I will be doing a more in-depth reparations presentation, and I'll be giving more information on how the villages will function, the repatriation process, which is all downloads. They're not my ideas. I just get them from source. I'm hoping to have received my reparations by then. Some of it will be going into the Gold Onyx Trust Fund, and I will be encouraging others to donate to it as well. So yeah, as I said, I got the idea to seek investors for this fund from the Church of England. So if it sounds like something you'd like to be interested in, then to benefit our community, let's get in touch with me. Next slide, please. Yeah, so just if this sounds like something you're interested in, or if it resonates with you, because I know it's not going to resonate with too many people, but if you are interested in starting your ascension journey, if you haven't started it already, because we are ascending to Christ consciousness. The earth is ascending, and we are supposed to ascend with her. So there's many people on the planet assisting this process. I'm just one of them. And I don't believe that the goddess is the only path to ascension. I think, like I said, even Jesus is one of them. However, I've been chosen to lead people on the path to the goddess. So if it is something you're interested in learning about more, go to my Patreon, Ascending Souls Tribe, and read my Her Story. And if it resonates with you and you want to start the journey, feel free. I do have a Path to the Goddess online course on there. You can do that. You can start with that. But we will be actively doing the journey together as well. Does anybody have any? Is that the
All right,
last
before
slide?
we get into the questions, before we get
Was
thank
that the last slide? Yeah, because the one that I updated, it had some other stuff. Okay.
uh
Yeah.
before we get into any of the questions, I'm gonna just say any questions to the sister. I'm gonna go first. Please put your hand up, everyone. Everyone, put your hand up. Any questions or questions?
Oops, sorry.
You've got a point or question? You've got a point or question? Please, can you? I'm asking everyone, I beg or no, land your plane in 30 seconds. I want to keep this energy up. I'm an energy man. So the first question, so hands up, all. Sister, so first question I got, the message, was how do we go about claiming reparations step by step?
Yeah, that's why I've put everything on the Patreon. So the letter that I've sent to the Church of England, you can download it.
Can we have a look?
It's a Word document. You can go to the patreon.com under the collections, claim your reparations. The letter that I sent in is available as a Word document, so you can just take from it what you want and use it to construct your own letter. So the email address is on there. It was Georgia Boone. We were writing to Georgia Boone. But when I sent my second letter a couple of days ago, I got an automatic reply saying that she's out of the office until the 28th of April. So there was an alternative email address. And so I think it's on the second letter. Yeah. But I'm going to actually send hard copies. And what I'd like to get as many people as possible. Because like I said, the more of us doing this, they're going to have to pay attention. They're going to have to pay us our reparations. And the strength really is in the numbers. So for me, I went on a reparations march once and I thought never again. I just thought it was a lot of energy wasted. And signing petitions, you've got to take action. You've got, if they are being bombarded with these letters, they know they have to.
Sis, can we see the letter? Can we see the letter? That's what I want to show.
Yeah, go to the Patreon, and it's not. I don't have it here. See, the one that I updated.
If I type it in, I can show it.
I'm really sorry because the one that the slides that I updated, it did have Georgia's response on it.
It had the what?
The responses that we got from Georgia. Yeah.
Right. I mean, I haven't got it.
Actually. Hold on. I can read it.
Right. Because what I can do is just type it on the actual search bar so we can see. Because I think everyone wants to see the actual letter and how.
Right. Okay, hold on.
And how you're challenging and going for reparations, you know.
Hold on.
All right.
It is a process. I mean, you're not going to write one letter and going to give you like millions, you know. It's a process. So the Lovolution is only really just beginning. Hold on, I'm just going to go and see if I get the links.
All right. Okay.
The Lovolution is just beginning. This is the way I see it. And we just have to have more people joining.
Yes, because I think it would be a good idea if people can see, look like what you've done, the progress you made. You said that they responded to you as well, right?
Yes.
Right.
So that all of that is on the Patreon.
Yeah.
Yes, here it is. I've got the link.
I can type it in the toolbar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you give me the word in, I'll just type it in, sis.
Claim your reparations now. Are you on the Patreon?
Okay. So it's claim your reparations. Ooh.
No, I'm going to put the link in the chat right now.
Yes, that's what we need.
There you go.
It's in the chat.
Yeah. Got it?
Yeah, I have. All right. So any questions? Anyone fire away with your questions? Okay. So this is it. Claim your reparations now, because people want to see things, you know. So what is this page, beloved? And talking about, all right, Okay, so no one's coming with no questions, so I'm going to just go with the questions. How are you recommending reparations as a collective or individual?
Both. Like we're doing it collectively as individuals.
Okay, got you. Got you. Are we doing it? So is this the template that you have, sis?
Yeah. So you have to download it. Oops, oh my God. You there?
I'm here. We're here.
Oh, okay.
Are you?
Sorry, the Zoom just disappeared.
Uh-oh.
Um,
Uh-oh.
yes. Oh, okay. You got it up.
Yeah, I've got this. Yeah.
So this is the list. So the latest one is at the top, I believe.
The top.
What's going on?
The top.
That one looks like.
This is the top level.
See that one where with me, like in.
Yeah. Okay, right.
Claim your reparations now. Claim your reparations now. That one that, yeah.
Okay, which one do you want me to press? Sorry.
I think it's that one, yeah.
This here with your picture?
The one with me, yeah.
Okay. Definitely over AV. Okay, so
if you scroll down to the bottom of it, you can actually download that letter. I've never seen it look like this before. I'm always doing it as a creator.
Okay, I can't see where I need to go.
Okay.
I see options.
Bigger.
Well,
Oh.
it's going to choose your membership.
No, not that. It's just to download the actual letter.
I don't know where to go, beloved. I can't
it's not
see
over there. It's got the post. You need to say show more or something. You need to read the whole post, open the whole post up, and then it will be at the bottom. So where all the writing is under my picture.
Yes.
Oh, right, because you've got to become a free member.
Yes, yeah.
And then it opens.
It would have been good to see the letter. It would have been good to see the letter, sis. Yeah, man. It would have been good to see the letter.
It's like 21 pages long. So that's why I've just put it there for people to be able to just go and read it.
Yeah, even if we can see some of it, that would be good. That would be good level. That would be good.
I can read something like I've got it on my pad. Oops. I've got it on my pad. Sorry about this.
Oh.
Okay. I've got it on my pad.
All right. Okay. If there's no more questions, any questions apart from mine.
Is it two-way out? You see, I think it's a bit two-way out.
Say what?
I'd wonder if people. Is there anybody?
Go ahead. Who wants to say something? Go ahead, because I'm feeling a bit lonely talking.
Joe, actually, I'll just come on and see my face. It's nice seeing people's faces. Whoops, bear with me. That was awesome. I'm definitely going to check out your Patreon, and I loved what you had to say. I've had some interesting visions, like what you were talking about with the channeling stuff, and yeah, I'm quite interested in that whole medicine thing, and I like the way you explained it. I know that there's some white people, a man and a woman who are much older now, who were dealing in they were doing research on that stuff, and that really aligns with what you were saying about they made it illegal and stuff like that, but they were looking at it as a way to like heal us and stuff like that. And yeah, it got banned. That's some documentary that I was watching, and it was talking about, and obviously it's not going to go deep into it, it's something on TV, hence the importance of reading and stuff like that. But everything you had to say was awesome, on point. I really, I heard you, I felt you. That was, yeah, really fascinating. And yeah, definitely going to check out your Patreon and look at the repatriation. It's a long word. Letter. Yeah, really enjoyed what you were talking about your healing journey. I was in the church myself, and always from the age of 10, I feel like I had my real spiritual awakening and started questioning things. Why are women behaving the way they do? Why are men? Why are we conditioned this way? yeah, I joined the church because I needed a community. And yeah, I got to a place where it just felt like I was hitting my head against a brick wall. So I get you when you say you kind of moved on from there and stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you, really.
You're welcome.
I'm not sure I got a question at the moment, but yeah, just wanted to say you were heard.
Thank you. Thank you. Somebody's asking for the slides, Courtney. I don't have a problem sharing them.
I'm going to leave that to you and whoever
Yeah.
wants the slides,
Okay,
and then to communicate.
So how would I get in contact with this person?
Well, whoever wants the slides, can you speak up? Put your, well, if
Put
you,
your email address in the chat and I'll write
well,
it down.
sister, why don't you put your contact in the chat, and then
Okay.
that way, whoever wants the slides or the letter, all of these things, yeah, it's very serious. Then they can contact you, because what it is, we need to start making the claims, and what it is, people don't see. We all know we need. Who here knows that we need reparations? And I'm going to ask Sister Nakima to put the Power of Consent Gmail message on the chat. So if anyone wants to join in on more of our presentations, we can contact you. Who here believes we should be getting reparations? Right, so that's a thumbs up. But let's be honest, who knows how to go and get it?
Who knows what?
Who knows how to go and get reparations? That's what.
I don't know.
Okay, right. So we know we need to get it, but what we're studying over here in book club is how to put forward claims. Now, on a smaller level, we are learning in our group about how to defend against false claims. And we're also learning about compensation. We're also learning about injury, harm, and loss, proof of claim as well. Very important.
Because you see that. Sorry.
I'm going to ask for the room. What court would this reparations claim? Sorry, sister. Sorry. I know you said the church. That's it, the church. You said the Church of England, is that right?
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead. You was going to say something, beloved.
I was about to say, because I had updated the slide, but it wasn't on there. But I'm not claiming using man-made laws.
Right, that's where I want to go. Go ahead, sister. Go on.
So I'm just going to read what I've said on the slide that didn't come through.
That's the slides. Is that the slides, right?
Yeah.
Send it to me, my WhatsApp, beloved, and I'll do magic. But that's a key thing that you're saying there. You're saying you're not doing it through man-made. That's kind of like what we want to tell you.
Because you know, the man-made laws are null and void anyway.
Tell us
They're
more.
null and void.
Your phone's on its back, beloved.
Oh my gosh, sorry. Oh my God. Sorry, because can you see me? I can't see a thing. I'm in the wrong thing.
Yeah, but you know that light in the background is very bright. But anyway, yeah, tell us. Go ahead.
So in my second letter, I said they rely on our ignorance of knowing that all the laws the British government created became null and void on March the 23rd, 2001, when the so-called Queen of England failed to honour her constitutional and contractual duty as per her coronation oath of June 1953. And then I was going to play a little video explaining this in a bit more detail. I saw it on TikTok and I downloaded it. But it's a shame.
Send me the slides to my WhatsApp. I beg you, please, because I gotta show it. Sorry, I gotta do it.
Oh, but how do I do that? Because it's on my pad. Have to be enough.
All right, email me again to this drive, and I'm gonna show it because this is very important. It's very important.
Let me just quickly say about the cosmic laws. Or do you want me to just send it? So as a natural, well, this is what I said. Why we're claiming cosmic laws, not man-made laws. As natural, living, breathing human beings, we are not bound by their man-made admiralty maritime laws of land, air, and water. We're not dead or lost at sea. Those are just word games that they play, basically. We are not the legal person they created when our birth was registered. We are not a product or a ward of the crown. I said I'm claiming one though, one of her crowns as my stolen inheritance. We are sovereign human beings with sovereign rights. So we are claiming with cosmic laws, which are the laws of the universe, which have always been in place, which they've just created these man-made laws, which are not benefiting humanity. Why I wouldn't even look at them. I've never looked at them because I focus on universal laws. That's what I live by. So let me see if I can send this to you.
So if you use cosmic laws, how do we use those laws on the third dimensional plane to claim third dimensional cash and third dimensional tangible assets? That's what
yeah, you command. Like in my second letter, I command. I'm not asking them nicely for anything. You know, you have to know who you are. You know, that's what I realized. They just want to see if you remember who you are.
right.
Remember who you are. When you remember who you are, that's the law, is to remember who you are, if you ask me.
All right. So who do we ask? And when we're asking, who are we, or not asking, excuse me, telling or commanding?
Commanding. Well, I was writing to the Church of England and to the UK government, HMRC. The same people that paid off these other people, you know, paid everybody else, but they haven't paid us. We're going to get our money. You know what? I have no doubt in my mind that we are going to get our reparations. Like, I'm not doing this off my own back. I'm doing this because my ancestors have my back. They're the ones that are pushing me to do this. You know, do you think I would be putting my letters out there publicly like that off my own back? No.
You have it on your tablet. You have it on your tablet. Sorry to cut you, beloved. Sorry. If you could show it on the screen, maybe if you just showed it on the screen, I don't know.
Okay, let me see. What do you want to see?
The letter, beloved, the actual letter and the process.
Oh,
People want to see.
It's a 21 page.
Nice, stop
It's a 21 page letter.
What you say, Kel? You got a question, brother? Go ahead.
I would like to interject, and I'm not sure if it's, well, it is a question actually, but it's a little statement and then a question. I'll be very quick.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, but this whole reparations thing, okay, I understand it. The thing is this, is that we know that they took things by force. Now, I know that's what you're saying, is that you want to go by force. So what force are you taking with you to ensure that will happen? Because their force was physical. Their force was...
That's a force. And the cosmic mother. And the ancestral mother.
Why hasn't it happened already?
We've just begun. Well, I haven't just begun.
Why is it taking 400 years to actually begin this?
But hold on a second. Forget about that. Well, let's just deal with what we're doing now. Because I know there's been people there's reparations groups that have been marching every year for the last 18 years. There's other
it just sounds like begging. It just sounds like begging again. It just sounds like begging.
Yeah, but I'm not begging.
No, but you're sending messages, you're sending them letters, which really is a form of like trying to reach out to somebody. And
what am I just tell me give me your advice. What should I have done?
No, don't say it's not a thing of give me your advice. You've obviously presented this, and you have presented very well. I'm just saying that this is something that's been happening for years. We're talking centuries. Now we know what for the past 50. Hold on. We know for the past 150 years. Obviously, we've been released from that. You're now saying as one person, you strongly believe that this is going to happen. I would like to know, how is it going to happen with regards to you saying the ancestors? What plan has the ancestors said to you for them to kind of put this thing in their minds that this is what, if I say you're going to give me this?
Okay. If you really want to know,
yeah.
When I met the goddess last year, I don't know what they'd done to her. It's like they'd locked her away somewhere. So now she is back. She is back to reclaim her rightful position
Beloved, we
all
can't
the
see your face.
systems,
Can't see your face.
oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
Sorry, beloved.
All the systems of white supremacy are collapsing. That's why they're saying now is the time to claim your reparations and get that money, because at some point this money is not going to be used good for anything anyway. So take the money and get out. That's what they're saying. Take the money and get out and use that money to rebuild your communities on the motherland. So this is not me. I'm just giving the message. I'm just the messenger. I'm doing my part, and it's for other people to do their parts. But the ancestors are the ones, and the ancestral mothers who I channel, they're the ones who, I know if you're very 3D, it's going to just sound like, oh, I'm just up in the air fairy somewhere. But I am a bridge between the two worlds. It's been in my charts all my life, and that's how I've always lived, between the two worlds. So I'm just giving the message. Okay. I sometimes I feel like I'm really putting myself on the line, but I'm just doing what I'm guided to do. Okay. So people can claim, I mean, I know what's going to happen. When people start getting, then everybody's going to rush to do that. And what's supposed to happen is everybody's supposed to rush to make the claim, so it's all done at the same time. But people are just waiting to see if other people are going to get their reparations, and then they're going to make their claim. That's why I wrote one of the blogs is called "Are You a Leader or a Follower?" Because most people are followers,
So the ancestors has instructed. Okay, I can only put it this way: has instructed you to tell us to make our claim, and at some point they'll just give it to us.
Who? At some point we will get our reparations.
Yeah, so they will give it to us. They will give it to us.
Because like I said, this process on the spiritual level, this has been going on for 2 years. This part here of actually physically making the claims is the last part. Well, yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take, but all the spiritual work has already been done. So that's why now I'm just saying to people, make your claims, claim your reparations. And we're supposed to do it in unity. That's what I'm saying, is we're supposed to do it in unity, because if everybody's like writing in their letters, claiming their reparations, they know they owe us this money. But they're thinking, because this is just how we are. 2 years ago, in my letter, I've got a screenshot. I've been screenshotting things for years. And on the front of the Voice newspaper, they had Britain's debt for, repatriate, what they owed was like 18 trillion pounds. And everybody just read it and just carried on as usual. And I think that's what they think we're like, that we're just not going to claim it. Not enough of us are going to claim it for them to actually feel like they have to do anything.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Kel, hold the line there for a second. Paulina, go ahead and mute yourself. Let's get this energy moving. I think people really want to know how the process.
Okay, Grand Rising, everyone. Okay, what it is, what we're not realizing, the door is open for us to claim land as well.
Exactly.
And what they're doing, they're distracting us with a lot of nonsense. Words have spells, and we continue. I'm not saying I fall into it as well. The spell where every day I'm doing something, I'll go back and find myself falling under the spells again. So we've got, as you said, if we can come together, we can back each other to help each other from preventing, to keep falling into those spells, what's distracting us from our goals. The Jews are claiming their money, the Asians are claiming, and they're all claiming our money as well, because we're not claiming it. So they are claiming it. So yes, I yield the floor.
All right. I think the contention is that people, and this is good discussion, people. This is good. I don't think people are in that. I don't think people are contending that we are not deserving or desirous of it. I think what Kels was saying is how. I'll leave the floor to all you guys. Go ahead.
Action. People have to take action, work with the flows of the energies that are moving right now. We just had a powerful full moon, and it was Aries full moon, which was about justice. That's why I released my Letitia video for that full moon. It was about justice. So we just need to take action. We just need more of us taking action and writing their letters. So Michelle was just asking how and who can claim. Sorry, I'm not asking which question. I was just about to answer Michelle's question. She said,
sorry, what's that? What's that?
oh, there's too many questions coming up. She said, how and who to claim. Now, earlier, Courtney, you was asking me, well, shouldn't Africans be claiming as well? And shouldn't this person be claiming? And yes, they should. Everybody should be claiming. But me personally, my call is to the descendants of enslaved Africans. That's my call. Not just in England, in America as well. All the descendants of enslaved Africans. Some of them were taken there, some of them we're still family. So my call out is specifically to the descendants of enslaved Africans. And people are asking me how. I put everything on there. You know, like, do I have to spoon feed everybody? I literally gave them the letter. They just download it and copy and paste from it what you want to take from it to construct your own letter. I've set up these two groups, one on WhatsApp, one on Telegram. You join the groups and you need support, you can get support in those groups as well.
Cool.
So that link that I posted in the chat to the Claim Your Reparations Now group, collection.
Did you put your email in there, beloved? Your email? And sis,
I did put my email. CezannePoetess@gmail.com.
Have you got the letter on that tablet, beloved? I was thinking you could just hold it up to your.
Yeah, I said it's 21 pages long.
Oh, okay. I mean, just even the beginning.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
All right. Never mind. Adrian has just asked a question. Hi, Cezanne Poetess. I've been watching a few YouTube videos where both Black Americans and those from the Caribbean nations have moved to Africa, and it hasn't worked out for them and decided or planning to return to their countries of residence. By the way, Kels is over in Gambia. Big up. Also, some have purchased land where the deeds to the land belonged to another owner. Yeah, that's about that story.
We're not purchasing land. You know, no land.
Sorry, sis. Sorry. Let me finish. Yeah. What advice would you give to those looking to return to the motherland? Thank you for your response, Adrian.
Thank you, Adrian. First of all, land, somebody mentioned that earlier. Like, do you know how much land of ours that this British government have? Prime land, you know? So we're not buying land, we're acquiring everything we're acquiring is our stolen inheritance. So we will be given land and we will build our villages on that land. I have a sister in Ghana, well, she's here at the moment. She was given some land in Ghana to build a village. And that's what she's doing. I might even just join her, actually. I don't think it's big enough, but yeah. You're welcome, Adrian. So land, nobody owns the land, really. You know, just like these Western, they're just greedy. They just want to think they own everything, but they don't. So part of our stolen inheritance is not just the money, it's the land, it's the gold, it's, you know, it's our African artifacts that they've got here in their museums and buried underground and in private collections. I put all that in my letter. We want it all back. We're taking it all back with us. I just need more people being as bold as I am, I guess, you know, to claim what is ours. Because they're not going to give it to you if you don't ask for it.
All right, can I come back on?
I'm gonna say, after you, brother, can I ask a question as well?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
I suppose it's along the lines of what you was asking, brother. Thank you for your presentation, sister, first of all. I wasn't able to hear quite a chunk of it because I had to go off and quickly sort certain things out. But the fact that you're presenting on here is brave anyway. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
My question though is kind of similar to what the brother was saying as well. Are you saying that the final stage is the claims? Is that to say that claims wasn't being put forward previously to when now you're doing it, or is it that they were being pushed forward but not being pushed forward in the best way? Because I suppose I've had this same question that I've been asking as well. It's I understand that Jews receive theirs, Japanese receive theirs, and others. But we haven't received ours for so long.
Yeah,
Yet
because they're
there
so
have
used to
been
getting
many
everything from us
groups.
for free in our motherland. They're so used to getting everything for free from us. Why do they want to start paying us now? That's basically what's happened.
I mean,
You know,
they've kind of done that to a lot of people, though. But it seems like we've been the ones who's gotten the worst end of the stick. So what I'm saying is, for years, as the brother was saying, people have very intelligent people, very forceful people have actually tried to fight and push for getting reparations, but it hasn't worked. So I
yeah,
remember
because they're
when you
using
asked,
their
you
law.
said that the final piece of this is that we need to start putting in our claims. So I'm wondering, is it that people hadn't put in claims
I
to
think
the powers that be before?
they're trying to fight with. This is the whole point. Why I said we're not using their laws. We're using cosmic laws. So you're trying to fight their back. You're trying to fight them with their tools. So
Okay.
all I know is that I've been led not to use their laws, but to use cosmic laws as a
But wouldn't
sovereign human being, not
wouldn't
as a
their laws be
not
writing
as a
letters
legal
though?
person. Hmm?
But
I'm
wouldn't
writing
their
a letter, but
laws
I'm not
be
writing in their language.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
I'm not writing in
I
their
yield.
language. Yeah,
Thanks, sis.
you're welcome.
Right. So when you say that you wouldn't, you're not going to use their tools or use their laws, but yet you are writing them letters.
I
Yeah.
said, okay, go on,
Mm.
go on.
No, go, no, go, 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 go. You said, go on. You said.
Their tools. I said I'm not going to use their laws.
Mm.
You know, if I don't write to them, how am I going to communicate? But I'm not
Right. Okay.
writing using their language.
Right. So in order for this to happen, you actually have to communicate with them. That's what you're saying.
Of course, you have to claim what's yours. I'm not going to
Well,
give
okay.
it to you if you don't
So,
claim it.
so do you have to do it to them, or seeing that it is cosmic, it's very much a thing where it's spiritual. Why even talk to them? Why not just say cosmic powers, deal with them? Done.
Have you not heard the thing on earth as it is in heaven? It's already done in heaven. Now we're doing the physical part.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, is, why are you making the claim? Why not just leave it as you prayed it and just let, if it's God, universe, spirit, let him do the job.
I'm just doing what I've been led to do, which
Right.
is to
Okay. So,
galvanize the people to make their claims, claim your reparations, and use the money to return to your motherland. That's it. I'm not
right.
making anything up. I don't have answers to those kind of questions. Like all I know is I'm just as I said, I'm just a messenger. You
Okay,
know?
because you said before, I wish people would come on board, but
Yes.
only only you've heard this cosmic message. So how are people meant to come on board if only you've heard this?
But
No one else.
what about if everybody else is getting the same message though? What about if other people? I know
I've
it's not
not
going to be.
received that
I know.
message. I don't know about
Yeah,
anybody else on here.
I
I've
know
not
the
received it.
majority of people will not be in on that. You know, that's why I said it's only 144,000 in the grand scheme of things. That's a very few amount of people. I'm just looking for
Right.
my tribe, and
So
I don't know. You know,
you're using the biblical symbolic terms there, the 12 tribes,
I didn't
12
say
times.
anything about 12 tribes. I said
Well, the
48.
thing is, no, but no, I'm saying is
I
that
said I'm looking for my tribe.
no, no, hold on. Let me finish. The Bible talks about the 144,000.
Yeah, yeah,
But
but
is
like
that
I
where
said, Like I
Is
said,
that
they
what-
didn't say to me 144,000. They said to me
no,
four
but
buildings
you
inside.
brought that number. You actually
Yeah,
have
because when
mentioned.
I put it in the calculator, that's what it came up to. But they didn't
Yeah,
say
but that's a symbolic number that's used in the Bible. That's scripture. So that's in Revelation. So it talks about the 144,000, which actually is talking about the tribes. Now it's
right.
possible that the other.
But
Let him
Hold on.
you
finish.
think that the
Let him
Bible,
finish, beloved. Let him finish. Sorry, sister.
It's,
Go ahead,
yes,
brother, and then
possible
sister.
that there are. Yeah, it's possible there are other science to this because we know that our people talk about the electrons and neutrons and it's about with the 666. So there's certain terms that really we have been talking about, yeah, before even any Bible has come on surface. So when you say 144,000, may I ask where are you getting that information from? So we're very clear about because when I hear that, I'm hearing Bible. So
well,
where are you getting that from?
I did say to you that they said to me, build
Who's
48
who's they? Who's they
my
said to you?
guys, my guys,
Okay,
guys,
so the cosmic powers that speak to you.
the ancestral mothers who I know you might find it funny, but it's the ancestral mothers who I channel. You
Yeah.
can laugh, it's okay. I
Oh,
don't
no,
mind.
no, that's not what.
It's fine. You
Sorry.
can laugh. It's fine. The
No, but
ancestral
they're
mothers.
talking to you, and it just sounds it sounds like I'm listening to a movie when I hear that. So I'm trying my
Well,
very
lots of stuff,
best to kind of
yeah, lots of
concentrate.
that stuff is in movies.
They're telling you, but they're not telling anybody else. And you said there's
Right.
144,000.
But
So who's
there are other people.
144,000? So you're saying there's 144,000 that's listening to what you actually are hearing as well?
There are other people on the planet who are getting the same messages.
Right, okay, all right. Have you congregated with these people?
Kel, 1 second, brother. Thank you. I mean, this is good. Brothers and sisters, this is good. No. This is good. I'm going to bring you back in, Kel. And then now, sorry, brothers and sisters. This is good, though. We have to learn how to chop it up. Sister, sorry, I keep calling you sister. Her mind. Yes. Go ahead, brother. Unmute yourself. I got to let everyone get in there. Sorry, Kel. Sorry, sister.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Enjoying the conversation. This say, for want of a better term, it's interesting listening to the insight from the sister. Appreciate what she's just giving. So that's a different insight from the ancestors there with regard to what she's feeling spiritually. So I'm not laughing at her because stranger things have happened in this world. But anyway, from what I know, the £100 million over the next 10 years, apparently the Church Commission, which is actually, if you like, that's the bank for the Church of England. They're supposed to be working out a method of approach with regard to people coming forward for claims. However, apparently, from what I understand, what it will be is with regard to people with projects and ideas, and it must actually have a lasting legacy, which might sound a bit tongue-in-cheek considering what's happened to us as a people, but what legacy they wanted for us. But as far as I understand it, as a method of approach, they're still working that out. It's going to be more than just a letter or just writing at this present moment in time, from what I know. But we'll see the final outcome might be something similar to what the sister said. But from what I understand, it's £100 million initially, and it's from the bounty of Queen Anne some centuries ago, which was left. And it would be over a 10-year period, £100 million. And that would be for people who are running organisations and groups, but with regard to what they're going to do to leave a legacy. It won't be, I'm going to actually have money and just, open up a youth club. I'm afraid it's going to be a bit more than that. That's with regard to consultation meetings I've personally been to, and from information which I have seen. So, as I know, there'll be some other people who have their different a different look on it, but that's how I understand it. But it's not so much the Church of England. It's Church of England just as simple. It's actually the Church Commission, if you like, for want of a better term. That sits more like the Bank of England. That's the bank for the Church of England. So, but people shouldn't say it's the same thing, because there's a lot of infighting at the moment. There are some in the church who are for it. As many of them aren't for it. Yes, so there's a battle which is on for this money here. So that's all I like to say.
First of all,
that's from what I actually understand. But I appreciate the take what the sister's given this evening.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, brother.
We're not claiming from that 100 million because it's not for the descendants of enslaved Africans. They have another fund of 10 billion. And that is what I'm saying to people to put your claim in for. Because that money, that 10
Okay,
billion.
I'll finish now.
Oh, hold on. Who's that? All right, thank you, brother. Carry on, sister. Everyone, can you just put your hand up if you want to say something or speak? I get the passion. I love it, but yeah, just go ahead.
Yeah,
sister.
so in my presentation, I said that where all the money come from to pay us. Yeah, and I said the Church of England or the Church Commissioners have a £10 billion fund that has been built up over the years. And where do you think that money came from? Where do you think that? I don't even know why they're starting another fund. They've got 10 billion sitting there. And that's the fund that I'm saying that we should be claiming from. Not the 100 million, which they're not even giving to the descendants of enslaved Africans. That's more of an investment plan for them. And then they're planning on giving these little small grants here and there. No, we want our reparations, not a grant. We don't have to tell you what I'm going to do with that money. It's my compensation. I'm not applying for a grant. So that's not enough to do anything for our community.
So, sister, real quick before bringing Sean, sister, and with what the brothers made, he made, seems like a serious point. So in terms of the committee and what you're making is a very serious point. I don't want to say, sister, when you're speaking of the spiritual realm and all that, for me, I get it. I get that. I get it. No, honestly, I get it. I'm not gonna lie, it does sound hairy-fairy. It does. I'm not that dude that speaks in the dark and don't speak what I speak in the light. It does sound hairy-fairy. It sounds, let's float on the cloud and smoke some split. It sounds magic is giving magic mushrooms mixed with and a goosey.
But you know what? When I met the goddess, I wasn't on no mission. I just didn't have time to explain that process to the process to find consciousness. It's actually a meditation process that does not even require plant medicines. When I had the vision of the goddess, it was.
I get it. I get it on the spiritual realm. I receive it. I understand. For me, and I think brothers are saying the same, it's just more of the practicality and the steps. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, so it was kind of going off of what you were saying, brother Courtney. I'm the same. I'm very I don't disregard messages from the spirits. However, I feel that it's we're looking at this from the perspective of that it's been happening for so long, right? I think a lot of us are. And I suppose we're thinking of, okay, there's clearly a system in place, and we're thinking of it from like a strategic point of view. So yes, you've had the message from the spirits, right, from the ancestors, but I'm wondering if it's a message that is not just write them a letter and then we wait until they respond and the spirits will sort the rest out, which I don't disbelieve, but we are dealing in a different realm as well. So we do work this realm, how this realm is worked, but the spirits are there to guide us with how we work this realm. But we still have to, like, spirits are not confined by the laws of gravity, for example, but we are, So there are laws and rules that do govern this realm that we do live in or we work under, and one of those laws is to do with what we're discussing now. So I'm wondering that maybe the way in which to land it better for people might not be to do with a guy called Vision, who runs a platform called Mind Valley. He calls it woo-woo. He calls it woo-woo stuff,
Yeah.
And as I think Brother Hermine said, weirder things have happened. So you can't write off the fact that you did receive a guidance from the spirits, but it's the way in which it's presented. I think that's going to probably be difficult for it to land, especially where we are comparing it to the history that's gone past of people going towards it. These people are obviously spiritual as well. A lot of them probably were spiritual as well, that will approach it in that way, and things have not come to pass. So when Brother Hermione said about the 100 million fund, I've heard something similar, not with the 100 million pound fund, more sort of towards what you're saying, sister, and it was more than 10 billion. There was a sister in America, her name is Dr. Kawana D. And she's sort of well known for government contracts, for example. So she has approached this same situation, this same thing in that form. She says there's trillions of money, dollars up for grabs. This is particularly for America, right? But she's saying that there's a formula to get this money, right? And what I think I asked Brother Courtney quite a few book clubs ago, what was the method that the Jews and the Japanese used? Because what my understanding is they didn't just get the money. There was a reason behind it. I think with the Jews, there was a benefit for the counterparts to give the Jews this money. They actually benefited from that. So they said, okay, you can have land or something like that. I don't know how the story goes. Brother Courtney might know it much better than me, but there was an economic benefit, so to speak, behind why they got their money. And I think it was the same thing with the Japanese as well. So going back to Dr. Kawana D and what Brother, I think Hermione, sorry if I'm butchering your name, brother, was saying, is there is methods to access these funds. They do own the system, they do run the system. And as you said, if their systems are crashing, I don't necessarily agree, but I can hear why you're saying that. But it's still a system. The system is still there. And so they're still going to play by the rules of their own system. So maybe the message is more from yourself. People need to look more within and feel confident, essentially, that when you now make your claims, then you can definitely have the outcome that you're looking for. But at the same time, it's thinking about how you make the claim, because it's all about strategy. No matter how we look at it, it is about strategy. Even God was strategic in look how we're designed as humans. You know, every part we're organisms because different systems work for one whole. So the strategic way we're designed, where an eye will never form on our tongues, for example, is genius. So intelligent design was involved in that as well. So if we're the embodiment of the Most High, then we've also got to think strategic too. We have brains, and that's how we build things. So I'm wondering that if we aren't supposed to probably approach it in that way, the way Dr. Kawana D, she's managed to generate tens of millions of dollars from understanding how government contracts work. And she's taught hundreds of other African American individuals to position themselves to claim the same money. And she's taken that money, she's bought land in Africa and built on that. She's bought land in America as well. She's built on that. And the reason why I'm mentioning her is because she said something powerful. And I've not heard this from anybody else. And I'm going to say this last bit and then I'm going to land my plane and yield. She said that so many people have been fighting for reparations, but maybe they're fighting for it in the wrong way. And maybe they're not realizing that we actually got access to these reparations. We just need to change our approach. And so her approach has been that. And when I saw that, I thought, oh, can we not do the same thing in the UK? Are there ways to do this? And obviously, that's kind of similar to what I would say, Brother Hermione was mentioning, sister. So the money doesn't matter. Like I said, America has trillions of dollars. You're saying billions. I'd say it's a lot more that we can have access to. But if we approach it very differently with the backing of the divine spirits, then it's more of a strategic approach. And obviously, Brother Kells, I think that's kind of where he's looking at as well. It's okay, so how?
I would be happy.
I yield.
Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. I would be happy for other people to do the strategic part. That's not my part. I'm dealing with what I deal with. And that's the whole point of doing it as a community. So if you feel like it needs to be more strategic and that there is a way, another way,
Right.
then I would be happy for you to investigate that and bring it to the table
That's good.
so we can look at that as well.
Brilliant. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful, sister. Beautiful, beautiful point and question, Sean. And funny enough, someone said something in chat GP. They asked the question. I want to big up Sean for making me even more aware of chat GPT. I was using it, but man, he took me on a journey, that brother. Thank you, Sean. And I even asked, and sister, what you just said there, you will be happy. That's
Yes.
so beautiful because it's going to take all of us as one body.
Exactly. I can't do everything. I'm doing
Even
my
with
bit.
our differences, even with our, it should be done spiritually. It's got to be done spiritually, the sister said. It's got to
It's
be
got to be done on both
politically.
levels.
It's got to
Yeah.
be done politically. It's got to be
Yeah.
done legally, lawfully, every aspect holistically. For me,
Exactly.
I'm a spirit man as well, just like what Sean said. I, 1,000,000% agree with him. But also, I'm a physical realist. If somebody's coming up to me saying they're gonna try and rob man, I'm not gonna stand there doing Omoreke Yaman. I'm gonna start doing some street fight and a Dawkins and psycho fires on that guy. Because the mind, the spirit, the heavens, the earth work in unison together. Let me land my plane. Kels?
Yeah, I'm hearing a few mixed messages, and I'll say what I'm hearing. First, I'm hearing the 144,000, which I will come back to that in a moment. And then, as what our sister said, she said that she's happy to sit down or congregate with people to come up with a plan, with a strategic plan. The thing is this, is that I would really encourage this sister to go with what's been given to her to actually do, not to compromise. If you've been given something to go ahead with, you should really push that. That's why I said, what's the plan? So as long as there's a plan, then you should be going with that plan. But this is what I first heard, not first heard, one of the things I heard was you would like people to come on board, right? So there's a need for people to come into play in what's been given to you. So then you have to hold on. This is what you said. You said that you would like for people to come on board. You would like people to come on with what you're saying. So it's for people to listen to what you're saying and to come on board. That's what I heard. Unless I'm incorrect. I'm just
I did say that there's I'm building my tribe, and there's supposed to be 47 others. So there should be 47.
No. Sorry. No, I'm just saying you said that you wish people would come on board. That's what I heard you say. I would imagine that's people that's inside here. If I heard wrong, tell me I heard wrong. But that's what I heard. You like people to come on board, and I even questioned it to you. I said, you saying that you're wanting people to come with you. So I actually heard that. Okay, right. Obviously, you would then need to actually enroll people onto that idea if that were the case. Now, as we know, when you look to accomplish something, you've got to lead. Nonetheless, you have to lead by example. So the very first thing would be for a person to go ahead and do the very thing that they've been given. If you're saying that there's 144,000, if we're talking about if it's reading books or documentaries or movies or history would show us that if people are like-minded, they do come together. They do actually come and congregate. So it shouldn't be hard work, basically. It should be a thing where if somebody's thinking the same thing that you're thinking, then everybody would naturally gravitate to each other. If it's the universe that you're saying, if you're saying that the ancestors are telling you this, then by history or by what we've experienced, there'll be this magnet where people will just draw together, and then you would devise a plan to then come out and do what needs to be done. Then you would, by example, because by then, if you have a number of people that are are, as you know, the power is power in numbers. At the moment, if I'll be honest with you, it just feels like you're just the only person on here that's actually saying this is what's going on, right? Or this is what's going to happen.
The love illusion has just begun.
No, no, what, no, what you might say that. I'm saying to you, no, I don't think you're hearing me. I'm saying that it's better that there's a magnetic pull with the people that have the same mindset as you. So then it doesn't feel as though, you know, I'll be listening just to one person. If you said, oh, we got somebody else over there doing this, someone else doing that, blah, 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 I'm just here representing them, and this is what we're showing here. This is my presentation. This is what we've done. This is what we're going to do. Blah, blah, then we will be now feel enrolled. We will feel welcomed to actually come on board. But if it just seems as though one person's saying, well, ancestors telling me this, and I wish people come on board, but at the moment it just seems like no one's, you know, it just, but I'm just a messenger. That's the message. That's what I need.
It's fine. I am attracting my tribe. And part of the reason why, like, I shouldn't even really be having to attract a tribe right now, but I don't even really want to go into all of the reason why I don't have a tribe right now, because that was part of what was, you know, my work.
That's the point
I've
I'm
been doing
making.
it. I didn't just start doing this. I started doing
That's
this.
the point I'm making. I don't know what it is.
Hold on, Kels. 1 second. Let the sister finish. Go ahead. Go ahead, sis.
The targeting program against me has deliberately, like, sabotaged my work, blocked my work, deleted. They deleted 8,000 of my subscribers. So I'm saying I shouldn't even be having to do this right now. And it was only recently I realized, oh, that's what they were doing all this time, just trying to stop me from building my tribe. Because now I shouldn't have to be finding people. I should have already had my tribe, you know? But because of the targeting program against me, especially the one that happened in 2016, it just totally assassinated my character. People are thinking I'm mad. People are thinking I'm a scammer. People are thinking all sorts of things, you know? And that was part of the targeting program against me, to stop me from doing what I'm doing now. But they're not stopping me. I'm still going to do it. So if you feel like this isn't for you, then it's not for you, you know. But I know that I am attracting my tribe.
Okay.
Kels. Good brother.
I don't want to forget what I'm going to say. I'm going very quick.
All right. But yeah, it's just that I've got another sister one of our questions. But go ahead, finish up.
Yeah, I'm going to say, listen, I'm like Brother Courtney here, yeah, and maybe others people here. I'm spiritual, okay? Listen, I've even seen, yeah, I'll even go beyond that. I've seen UFOs 20 odd years ago, flying about, thinking like, what is going on? What is going on there? That's the extreme that I've seen. I've seen it where, as the Bible might say, angels will come and actually entertain your speech. I've had it where someone's come and told me about myself and then they just walked away, right? So I know that these things exist. And what I'm saying to you is this: being spiritually sensitive, you should feel that thing of being drawn. I am not a person that won't listen to somebody and they haven't got a message. I'm the one to actually look straight away and see what's going on. Yeah, my family are very spiritual like that as well. So I've got that. So I've got both the knowledge and the spirituality. What I'm saying here is that there is an order, okay? And there's a standard of things. Very quickly. The thing is that when it comes to the way of doing things in business, we tend to be very much in order with what the white man would tell us. But as soon as we come into ourselves, our people, all of a sudden, it seems as though order's just gone out. It's just chaotic. And there's this order that doesn't seem to be followed, right? And I'm saying that this at the moment seems a little bit out of order. I'm saying basically that when you're saying that you had your tribe, you had your people, then you should really be recalling those things before you even start, before you even go. And once you're ready, then you come out there, then we would go, yeah, you know what, she's on something. That is the way how...
It doesn't matter, because I'm attracting my tribe. So if this doesn't resonate with you, then it's not for you. It's not going to be for everybody. It's going to be for the few.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm done. Thank you,
sister. Brother, thank you. I appreciate that. And sister Love, I love the respect amongst us, man. We can agree, disagree,
Hi.
but love is there. Sister Love, go on, no?
Hi. Hi, Cezanne. Lovely. No, I just wanted to say, do you know what? A few points here, because where do I start? This is the problem I have, yeah. With unifying, I think I talk about community all the time, and anyone that knows me knows I'm passionate about community, yeah. And like, it takes a village to raise a child, all them things there. This is what I'm talking about. Why I feel like the divide thing happens so much, especially with our people, and it frustrates me, because what brings us onto this platform is the fact that we're all being drawn here. So the fact that we're being drawn here means that we're finding each other. Like, we find each other all the time. Every platform I go to, I find people that I resonate with. And the fact that we're all on this platform today means that we were brought together. So
Come on.
you know, so I'm going to say that I'm very spiritual, because I believe there's no mistakes. Like, we are here right now in the present. Whoever's on this platform was meant to be on this platform.
Come on.
So just wanted to agree with what Cezanne was saying. When she says, I find my tribe, your tribe also finds you. So whether she's looking or not, the fact that we're here listening to her, and as she said, whatever resonates with you, whatever she's saying, if it resonates with you, you will hear what she's saying, will be for you. If it doesn't, it's not for you. But the fact that we're all sitting in here, which means she had something to say to the people that are in this room. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whole load of sense. Whole load of sense.
No.
I want to land though.
Hands up, please, everybody. Let's not do that.
We tend to belittle our people, and we tend to have this thing where we go, oh, I'm right, you're wrong, you're right, blah blah. What I believe is that we all have pieces of the puzzle. Yeah. So whenever I jump on these platforms, I bounce off of certain people. Me and Courtney will go for it, we'll debate. I will get bits from him. Do you know what I mean? My brother Fred will jump on, I'll bounce off him. We may not always agree, but I will still get pieces of my puzzle from him, and he will still get pieces from me. Even if we've debated and disagreed, at the end of it, we both would have learned something.
Yes.
Does that make sense? So I love that we can agree, and I love that we can disagree, but I don't want us to go to the point where we're going, this person's right, this person's wrong. Spirituality comes to people in different ways. Yes. So whether it's not that, you know, Cezanne gets, you know, messages from the ancestors, I got my intuition, I tend to follow my intuition. That could be the same thing, yeah, luring me. It's just I would explain it in a different way. So yeah, I feel like we need to stop with the separation and just be like, raw. How can we unify? How can we take a point that she said, a point that Kel says, a point that Courtney says, a point that Sister Love says, and put it all together?
Come on.
Yeah, that's my point. Is the puzzle is for us all to put together and fix. But if we want to be like, I don't know, it's the divide thing for me. I mean, I just wanted to come on here and say that, like, I want people to want to work together, and the other cultures are doing it. And I'm not, you know, degrading our people. Like, the Jews do it, the freaking, you know, the Caucasians do it. All these other cultures, yeah, they do it. They unify and they work together, and they see what they can take from each other and build on it. We don't do that. That's what I want us to work on. And I'll just land there.
Okay, thank you. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. Go ahead, Sister Cezanne. And next after you, I'm going to go with people with their hands up. Let's not just jump in. I understand it's the passionate thing. Everyone means well. It's not looked at in any malicious way, but let's just put our hands up. Sister, sorry, you are our guest today. You are our absolutely esteemed guest, beloved. So yours, then Sister Flash.
No, I was just going to say, at the end of the day, I'm not claiming to have all the answers. I'm just sharing the message that I have. And then, like Sister Love just said, someone else will come with another angle, someone else will come with another angle, and they can all be put together to still achieve the same aim. And that's what we should be working towards.
Come on, I agree fully. I agree with what you're saying and what Kels is saying. And Sister Love, I think we're all saying the same thing. We're all parts of the jigsaw. Sister Flash, my good sister.
All right, I'm going to come in with a different angle. And I'm going to say this. As a people, we've got to stop thinking when somebody disagrees with you, they are criticizing you, because they're not.
Come
right
on.
now, we're here to get answers. And I can't remember his name. I think it was Kelts. What he was doing, he was the number one. I still believe he did empower the sister. But he said, listen, that he said, look, you've been given something, and it's for you to run with it and to lead. And I totally agree with what he said.
Absolutely.
And even when he said that you should get all your ducks in a row, then you come on, because it makes you more powerful. And so really, how I see it, you've got some, because we still have to do things right. We have to do things right. We can come on and say, I want to do this, but make sure you have a plan so that someone else can run with the plan. Because if
Yeah, but
everybody starts and does their own tribe, it's not going to be uniform. Their vision is going to
I
be
do.
different to the vision that you've got. So
Yeah.
I see that, but I don't think he was criticizing you. What he was doing, I could be wrong. He was saying, you know what, let's get this done properly. If this what you say you've seen, you've heard, and you want people to run with it, we need to know what the plan is.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's why I'm organising the event on 2nd of August. I cannot share a whole plan in 45 minutes, you know? So I said on the 2nd of August, I will be able to share the plan in more detail.
Mhm.
And even this presentation I've already updated it based on this meeting that we've had here today, you know?
Mm.
Beautiful.
So
Okay.
the plan, I downloaded the whole plan and it's in the sequel. I said that,
Okay.
you know.
So-
So I cannot share everything in 45
Okay.
minutes.
But you're not, but I just want to say you weren't being criticized. Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I don't want you to
I
think that
actually
you
don't
came
feel like
here.
I was. I actually don't feel
No,
like
I'm
I was.
hoping you don't. And
Yeah.
I'm not just saying it to you. I'm just saying it to all of us here. When someone disagrees with you, it's because they want to find the answers. There's something that you haven't given them. You haven't
Yeah,
given them. You haven't given them something they want to answer. But it's not a criticism. So it's not us. Not so when we keep saying things that we don't stick together, we're breaking ourselves down. We don't want to say that. We want to look at it objectively and say, you know what? Why are they saying this? And what can I do to make it different so that they can understand? So when we do come as a people, let's come correct and make sure that we look at the possible answers, possible questions people could ask and give them the right ones. And then there's always going to be gaps, but be welcoming to hearing what someone else has said.
That's
Because
more.
you know you've given what you believe you've been told, and you've shared it. And like you said, rightly said, some people will say yes, some people will say no, and that's the truth.
Facts.
But you know, and I say good on you for even having the courage to come on and
Yes.
say, and you might sound a bit to some, you might sound a bit out of the fairies, but you have to keep your truth. Yeah. That's why
And I always will.
Yes,
I always
ma'am.
have and I always will.
I love my big sister, Sister Flash, you know. And sister, I love you too, Sister Cezanne. And I love you, Brother Kez. Listen, family.
And Kimberly, I love you too, sweetheart. You know I love you.
Kimberly, darling.
Sister love, sister love.
Sister love.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
El
I love you too.
Kimberly.
Yeah.
And Sister Flash is absolutely on the money. All of us are part of the jigsaw. We're not each other's enemies. And this is why on Sunday we used Noah's Ark as an example, that you had many different animals getting on the ark. You had the antelope, you had the lion, you had the hippopotamus. Maybe they were swimming in water. You had all these different animals, which is a metaphor for the different tribes. Not just different tribes in terms of different thinking, difference of opinion. We need every single opinion to come today, to manage this, to bring the jigsaw as one. The Jewish people, they have differences. You got Zionist Jews, secular Jews, and you got Jews who are Orthodox. They got their internal battles. Right now, England is becoming more and more divided amongst itself, excuse me. Look at America and what's going on. They are becoming divided. There's a divine universal law that we know about, which is in the Bible, and it says, as you sow, so shall you reap. So we know what was done unto us is now coming back to the same people that that committed that crime, because it's a crime. It's not, it goes beyond color, it's about principle. And Sister Cezanne, you said some beautiful stuff, you know, and I want to let you know, thank you Thank you for
Thank
on
you.
about
Thank you for giving me this platform to share my message.
no,
Thank
and we know you keep growing, beloved. Keep growing
you. Mm.
because you have a very important part of the answer. Kel has a very logistical approach to it, as Sean, and I think the same as well. In terms of the spirit is so important, but it must unite with the flesh. I'm the same. And you know what? I describe woman as spirit. Somebody wrote a comment about woman is the wisdom is feminine. Yeah, I went to the Vatican. I took a team from the Power of Consent to the Vatican last year, and we discovered that the Catholic religion is based upon the black woman. That doesn't mean the black woman is meant to be better than any other woman. That's not what we're saying here. But that's the knowledge we've been hidden from for years. The Black Madonna, just like a prayer, as Madonna, the singer, the artist, illustrated in a music video, just like Michael Jackson illustrated the Queen Nefertiti and a King Mendoza or what other pharaoh, Akhenaten of Egypt or Kemet. These things are so important to understand. We are the answer. We are the sum total of our ancestors. We are the sum total of the prayers of our ancestors coming together. Even if we have contentions with bits and pieces, let us unite on the common denominator that we all need each other. All of us will have, Christians have the answer, Muslims have the answer, Jews, Pan-Africanists, Nubians, 5%, Nation of Islam, even Scientologists and atheists and those who are members of the LGBT have the answer. There's an answer in every one of us. Common denominator is coming together. Look at what's happened today in the Supreme Court ruling. We're not looking for a ruling, we're looking for law and judgment. That's why the Bible says judgment day, not ruling day, judgment day, which is not 24 hours, but it's a period of time. So if there's any other, this is the love platform, people. We're in love with each other, yeah? And brothers, there's brothers and sisters I ain't spoken to for years who are my blood family. I love them. You understand? No malice. Sister, what I tell you now, Sister Cezanne, you are our guest. Thank you, Sister Flash and Sister Love, Brother Sean and Brother Kel. For all, I agree with everybody. Yeah, and I'm not trying to pander. Sorry, sister. Well done. We can see your beautiful manicured fingers.
Oh.
Go ahead, the platform's you. As we close out, people, we're closing out.
Well,
Bad Friday tomorrow. Oh,
just,
Friday, Bad Friday tomorrow. I'm going to go into that.
Hope that we all find our way back to our motherland. Those who, because she's the one that's calling her children back home. And this isn't something I've just started. I've been doing this for years, you know. So I was doing the self-love retreat in the Gambia. I was doing I'm starting it again in the Ghana. You know,
yes.
The call is for us to return home, one way or the other. One way or the other. I'm just doing it this way. So, and there's many different ways of doing the same thing.
Absolutely. And I want to add to what you just said there. Some of us may choose to call ourselves African, though we are of Jamaican descent. Fine. Some of us say we're just black. Some of us say we are maroon. Some of us want to say we are a descendant of Nani and Kodja. Some of us want to say we are Moors. Just go. Some of us say we want to use the word black. I am a black man. I use the word black. You know, some of us say Africa. Some of us say the Caribbean. Some of us stay here because we have a claim in this country too. The United Kingdom is a recent creation. Great Britain was created by the black man King James. Go and search that out, people. The one that united the realms. And that's why King Charles today, we talk about this in book club, he is the CEO of the United Kingdom, not Great Britain. He's a forced king. And the scripture goes into this, the prophecy goes into this. And we are the people of the book. And as you can see here, as I show real quick, and if anyone's got any points, I was going to show you a quick Kendrick Lamar thing, but we'll do that later. That when you see here, this King Charles here is the CEO of the United Kingdom Incorporated. And guess who his boss is? Maya M. Charles Rothschilds, the Rothschilds banking family that own the Bank of England. Furthermore, you and I is promised in the scriptures that in Genesis 15:13, the Lord tells Abraham that his descendants will be strangers in a foreign land for 400 years. Tell me who else fits that description, during which they will be enslaved and oppressed. Who fits that description? I beg your pardon, it's us. This prophecy, not history, so it didn't happen. Prophecy, it did happen to us, excuse me, but not to others. Prophecy speaks of the Israelites, you and I, later bondage in Egypt. We explained on Sunday that the modern day Babylon and Egypt is here. Hence why you have Cleopatra's needle. Hence why they use lions. Hence why the symbolic metaphors or what we see in the edifices resemble Egypt. The verses of 400 years is what it's saying, the period of slavery. Who fits that prophecy? And it said after 400 years, we will come out with great substance. Great substance, it says.
Exactly. It says this in the letter that I
So
sent to
when the sister's talking about spirituality, and she reminds me of the oracle in the movie The Matrix, played by a black woman. Oh yeah, yeah. This is the promise. We're in that time right now. Slavery started in 1619, according to the Washington, D.C. Congressional Library. So therefore, you count 400 years in 1619, it will bring you to what year? Please, I know you are mathematicians. Please don't let me down now. Don't let me down now. Uh-oh, who said 2020? Oh, no. Sean's the mathematician in the group. It brings us to 2019. You are the true Jews. We are the true Jews. Doesn't mean you're better than everyone else. Color makes you better. Gender makes you better. No, you have a duty to perform and a promise and a covenant that's been put on you. Hence why the word Britain means man of the covenant. This is the place. That's why you have the Union Jack, the United or Union Jack. Jack comes from the word James. Also, you go into the word Jacobites, the Israelites. That's you and I. Know who you are. I am that I am. And you are more than your name. People know what they see when they look at you. And again, this is not asserting black supremacy, sister's fingers on the computer. This is not asserting black supremacy. This is asserting God duty. This is asserting, I just want to put up, look at a beautiful sister. Come on, Oracle. We are asserting the duty of God. It is our duty to lead the world. We've been through the suffering. We know what it's like to be at the bottom. We know what it's like to be abused. We have a duty, sound like an American, duty to perform. That's what it is. The reparation starts from within. We're not begging, we're telling, and we make a demand for reparations from one another, that we must engage in atonement. We must be humble. We must be willing to look at our faults and our errors. None of us are perfect. None of us can point the finger without three fingers come back at us. That's why the Bible says the meek, the humble will inherit the earth. And I'm going to give the platform, the last word to our esteemed, illustrious guest, Sister Cezanne. Go ahead, sister.
Well, I just want to say thank you for having me on your planet. Sorry, yeah, your planet, actually.
Your planet, yeah, you're right. Sister
Your
said
community.
planet. Sister said planet.
And thank you all for being here and sharing this time with me. And I just hope that you all find your way home if that is your desire, one way or another. Some of you, that's what I said in the letter, some of us will choose to stay here.
Give away
but-
this incredible
Yeah, exactly, and,
$4,000. Wait, no, not
Quiet,
this one.
be quiet. YouTube, shut up, YouTube. Sorry, beloved.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Sorry about that.
But yeah, I'll just continue to share my message, and those who will resonate with it, those who align with it, with the vision, will join. That's
There you
all I
go.
ask for. Yeah.
There you go. And we thank
Oh,
you.
sorry.
Go ahead.
That's it, really.
Thank you.
I will be sharing information about the 2nd of August because I will be doing a more detailed presentation. I may even have the sequel out by then. And like I said, blueprint for the villages is in that book, which I
Yes.
downloaded from 5D. So
Thank you.
what to
Thanks,
say?
sister.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And I just want to say thank you for everyone being here. Go on to her link, sister's link, that is, the Patreon. And let's keep living and learning. Tomorrow is what? Good Friday. Think about it. We're taught that Jesus was killed, killed on Friday, right? Okay, and he rose on the third day, right? Here we go. If he was killed on Friday, he died in the afternoon to the evening. 24 hours will bring you to what day, people? Saturday. Saturday is one day. Then Sunday is how many days? Come on now. Sorry, Sister Teresa, you wanted to say something. Go ahead. Sorry, Sister Teresa, you had a point.
No, I didn't know how to raise my hand. I was just trying to agree with what Sister Love was saying.
So, okay.
Yeah, that's all. So apologies. Thank you.
No need to ever apologize.
Hi, Teresa.
We
Hey,
appreciate, we appreciate you,
Just a
Sister
quick
Teresa.
thing, by the way, Courtney. Just
Say
a
what?
quick thing. Just
Okay.
very quick. I had somebody that actually explained the whole 3 days thing. I didn't quite get it. If it was
Right.
Dr. And I think when it comes to the Jewish days, the Friday, I think what he said was that from 6 o'clock in the evening onwards, it becomes like the next day. So
Yeah.
he was saying that the Friday actually started from the Thursday night.
Really?
So yeah, that's how he actually explained it. But so you'd have to do a
You
study
mean when he
on
got
that.
captured by the Romans? No. Can't.
You mean
I'm
like from
talking
12, you mean
about
from 12
3
o'clock in
days.
the night? Okay.
Sorry?
You mean from 12 o'clock in the night?
No. What he said was that their day starts from 6 o'clock.
3
So
days.
no, I'm talking about when the day starts.
Right.
I like when it ends.
Yeah.
So he's saying that the day would have begun really from Thursday evening at 6 o'clock.
Right.
Yeah, and then the day now starts to the cycle one day, then the next
Yeah.
day, then Sunday evening. That's how he explained it. So that's something that would need to have a study to see why they mentioned it to be that way. Because I
Cool.
remember.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to go to visit their shop and buy something for give them my money and I'll ask them for the right change. I hope they're good mathematicians because Friday to Sunday's 2 days.
No, I know, but Courtney,
I know
we're not
I know you know, but I like to meet such a person because they must make a whole lot of money and their mathematics. I'll be interested in seeing their mathematics. And I know it's the Hebrew calendar, which really is still in existence with Ethiopia, you see, because their whole New Year starts in April and they're in the year 2015, 2006. They're not even 2025. Not contending with what you're saying, brother. We know Easter is really about the spring solstice or equinox. It's nothing to do with a man called Yahshua or Jesus. It's about the return of the sun, S-O-N, which is the resurrection of what? The resurrection of the flowers, springtime, things are blossoming again. We're getting 12 hours of day. 12, what? Why 12? 12 means the 12 disciples, the 12 zodiacs. 12 is the number of rulership. All of it is numerology. Talk exactly what Sister Cezanne was saying. These people work off a different calendar. So what it is with spring is the celebration of the sun and the sun worship. Nothing to do with Jesus. Easter eggs, what the hell has that got to do with Jesus?
Exactly.
I tell you why. Because Easter eggs represents the yoke of oppression, the yoke of tyranny. So when you crack a yolk, it's got egg yolk. And also chocolate, it represents, okay, Adrian's doing some stuff. Let me mute him. The chocolate represents the aphrodisiac. Aphrodisiac is the sex narcotic. So you'll find they equate that or annex that or dovetail that to what they famously put as a symbol in Easter, known as the bunny rabbit. So what was the symbol of Playboy mentioned? The symbol of Playboy is the bunny rabbit, because the bunny rabbit represents sex. Thank you. Say that again.
All to do with fertility. At the
Thank you.
spring,
So it's
at
the
the
fertility goddess known as Astarte. Astarte is an offshoot of the word Easter. You will not find the word Easter in any place in the word in the Bible. Nowhere. I challenge you all. Nowhere. You might find the word Passover, but the word Passover doesn't mean Passover from life, from death to life, in the sense that we think. It means from winter to spring. The passing over, the celebration of the Passover from death to life, springtime. It is all about the worship of the earth's mechanism. And they equated it, integrated it in with Christendom. That's all it is. So Playboy bunny rabbits is as you know, it's to do with, yeah. So it's all about the worship of the sixth ether, the sixth, the chakra, the lower chakra, production. And so today you hear about the news about women's rights, which I'm glad for. And it is that women are women, men are men. Now, I'm going to give you my conjecture as to why they're doing that, and we'll close out. The reason why they're doing that, and the reason why Donald Trump is pushing for, let's just go with biological genders, is because, and this is not to offend anyone who's European or Caucasian, this is just facts. The Caucasian numbers are going down. They're not having babies. Their numbers, according to what is called demography and demographers, social scientists, they're saying they're not, for every one Caucasian baby born, 3 are dying. They're at zero growth population, zero growth. But guess who is increasing the numbers? Africa is the largest, fastest growing group on this planet. Black people are the fastest growing group on this planet. Hence the rise of fascism and anti-blackness. Even with the young brother in America right now who was locked up for defending himself under the self-defense laws of Texas, which is stand your ground. That's another subject. But I'm trying to really bring it all together. Things happen. April is the month of white supremacy. Remember I told you that. Hitler was born in April. Queen Elizabeth was born in April. I said she's a white supremacist. She was. Yeah. She was born this month. Charles Darwin was born, died in April. It's the month that excites the white supremacists. You see? So again, those who want to see their group of people grow, they want to encourage reproductivity, hence why they want to get rid of certain so-called laws, because it's backfiring on their community. As you sow, so shall you reap. We're talking about divine natural law here. So Sister Cezanne, I understand fully what you're saying, but the natural law and more revelation will be bestowed upon you as a sister leader oracle in the community. And we thank you. I thank you for your presentation. And people, go ahead and patronize the Patreon. Thank you so much for everyone coming out. If there's no final point, sorry, Kel, did you?
It is free to join the Patreon. You can just sign up as a free member. Yeah.
Free member. Go ahead, people. Please do it. Go ahead. Let's support each other. We are in our many different tribes as Christians, Muslims, and different walks of life. And let me tell you something. White people are running me down, and I'm not prohibiting them to come on book club. No. But they want this kind of thing. Yeah? They want this, but I'm trying to call on my black folk first.
They already have it.
They have it. Yes, that's right.
They have certain groups on Telegram already. Like, you won't find a melanated person on there. They already have their groups, mate.
They do. But what we got, they want this. They don't want Villain of Ice. They want Ice Cube. Yeah? They don't want Slim Shady. They want Tupac. They want the original source. Yeah? They don't want Elvis. They want Little Rich.
Well, they can't have it, Courtney. They want some of us inside of them, and they can't do that. That's why they tried to cannibalize and beat us back in the day, because they did. They ate us.
But you
No, they did. I don't mean to be morbid, but they genuinely was like, what makes these people these people? Maybe if I eat them, I can have some of that. You can't do that, mate. It don't work that way.
Well, we know that, but this is why it goes back to the prophecy of Genesis. Do you know there's a Hebrew Israelite movement in Britain? It's called the Hebrew Israelite movement. We have to claim back our birthright by performance. By performance. But you can't do that ignorant. This is why book club we push this. And we've gone way over time, but it was necessary because to repair the damage, it's more than money. It's about conversations like this, even when we don't always agree. I love it. And that's what we need to do. We have to exhibit emotional IQ, because if we don't, the enemy will come between us. Family, this is our time. This is our time. And you're going to see wonders, miracles, and magic take place before you this year in your life.
This 2025.
Okay. All right. So I think we should end off there because I don't want to keep you all forever. But remember, you got science and you got wizards and you got giants in your DNA. You have that in your DNA. Just remember that. All right.
Peace and bless to one and all.
Peace. Thank you.
Begging your pardon, if I may.
Yes,
yeah, I've just come into
yourself.
this. Peace and bless, Brother Courtney. My name is Shahid.
Thank you, brother.
I've come home and I've listened to my wife has been listening in. Yeah. This is the ark right here now. Yeah. There's a story of Noah having another son that wasn't aboard the ark. Yeah. And he told his son to get on board the ark. His son didn't. The waters rose. He drowned. He said he'd get to a high place. He then turns to the Most High and then says, Noah turns to the Most High and says, Sustainer, why have you taken one of mine? And he's answered, I did not take one of yours. If he was one of yours, he would have been aboard the ark.
Oh, wow. Man just came in and dropped a bomb. Mr. Joe, what are you telling us? Your husband, the king, just came in and dropped a bomb.
Yeah.
Wow.
Say that again. You need to say that again. That was a
repeat that again,
Hold
please.
up.
Repeat that again.
And remember,
Rewind, my selector.
Go ahead again, sister's husband. Sorry, brother.
My name is Shahid.
Shahid, I love that name.
Yeah.
Come on, go ahead.
The story of Noah in Quran, there talks about him having another son, one of his sons that didn't get aboard the ark, who said that he would go to a high place and he would be safe. Noah kept warning him to get aboard the ark. You will not, you won't survive this. The rains came down, the water level rose.
Come on.
The high place was covered over. When the waters then subsided, Noah then puts in a prayer to the Most High and says the thing of, oh, Sustainer, why did you take one of mine? And he was answered, I did not take one of yours. If he was one of yours, he would have been aboard the ark.
Grandpa, do you know how deep that goes? That
shows us things like just because we're related doesn't make us family. And that's good.
Facts.
That's good. This then comes back to what the sister was saying about finding the tribe. And remember also, yeah, when the master was given in terms of us having a plan, tell me which one of the prophets them had a plan. They were given a message to give, and that was all that was incumbent upon them.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
I love it. Brother, superb. And if I may add.
That's amazing. That's amazing that he didn't even hear the whole thing and he just came in and dropped that. Yeah.
Oh, this is
amazing.
the spirit. If I may
I was
add,
filling him in a bit.
If I may add, yeah. If I may add real quick, family, we make a sad mistake not reading the Bible. Yeah. The Bible is a prophecy. And that part of the hill the sun went on, guess what that means and represents? You have faith in your government. You have faith in your corporations. You have faith in that which looks strong. But I guarantee you, the thing that you have faith in, the institutions of this world that you have faith in will fail. They're even saying it now. Look at what happened to the Chinese and Donald Trump. Look at what's happening. You can get Gucci now, which you used to pay for 3,000, you can get for 300. Everything is being exposed. People are now buying direct now. There's a massive change and vortex change taking place as we speak. But if people, remember that old song in assembly, Don't Leave Me Alone? I want you to sing with me now. And the hills and the mountains and the rains won't matter where you there.
Oh my God, I know that
Foolish
song.
man builds, the foolish man built his house on sand. Remember that? And the flush came down, the rain came up, and the flush came down. Come on, sing with me. I'm not the only one that had glass milk in school. The rain came down and the flush came up. The rain came down and the flush came up. The rain came down and the flush came up. And come on. And the foolish man ran to the mountain for refuge.
Yeah.
The mountain won't protect you. Your car won't protect you. Your what you think and worship as your God, your job, your salary, your status is not going to protect you. Every knee shall bow and every tongue will confess. The reality is coming to shake people in their boots today. And it's so true because Cain and Abel were brothers, right? But guess what happened? Yeah? Guess what happened? Job had a wife, right? But she left him because she didn't have faith in him. Facts. Gotta have faith. Marriage is about faith, right? So throughout the scripture, you find opposing forces. And unfortunately, a lot of them come from your own family. Even Jesus said, the day of your own household will be your worst enemy. That's what the book says. So the mountain of your security will not protect you, but the spirituality and your knowledge and your foresight and obedience, my obedience to natural law will protect us. That's the saving grace. Okay, people, I'm going to end off for tonight. I want to thank you so much. Thank you, Sister Cezanne. I'll give you the last word. Thank you. Thank you on the behalf of
No. Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace. Thank you. Bye.
And I'm going to end off with some K-Dot.
Thank you.